Hello, all of you. Myself, Professor Swapnil Chowdhury, and today I'm going to start the session on abstract classes and interfaces in Java. So let's talk about what is meant by class first. So class is the entity, or class is the thing in which we can store our variables and methods, or we can encapsulate our variables and methods in a one container, and we can use that container again later. But in all the time we are not going to provide a default container. There are multiple types of containers also, that is abstract classes, inheritances, interfaces. So by using this we can achieve different things. So let's talk about the abstract class first. So before, why this abstract class? So we had one kind of statement that Java is more safer and more secured language. Okay, so there is one statement, Java is safer than any of the language, or here I'm going to take example of Java is safer than Python. So why this is there? So Python is very dynamic language. Classes and methods can be added, modified and deleted as the program runs. If you have a call to a function that doesn't exist, Python will give you a runtime error when you try to call it. Okay, because Python uses interpreter. Before the error, what are the correct things that will going to be executed on a system, and if there is an error at that line, Python will stop. In Java uses compiler and interpreter both. In Java, everything has to be defined before the program begins to execute. Means before the execution, the whole program is compiled, the whole syntactical errors are found out, the whole calling functions, if there is function exists or not, if there is a proper classes are defined or not, if there is a proper inheritances or interfaces defined or not, is there is any complexity. So these all are going to be these all are things to be checked by the compiler, and then your program will execute in the Java shell. So if you have a call to a function that doesn't exist, the compiler marks it as a syntax error before the execution. So syntax error are far better than runtime error, because before the program runs we know the error and we can fix it, we can find out the bugs into it, and again we can process to be run it. So to achieve this, Java requires some additional kind of classes. That classes may contains the abstract methods. So the first, you can declare an object without defining it. Okay, so there is one statement that you can declare an object without defining it. There is a person P. So P is the object of the person. So similarly, you can declare a method without defining it. So this is the kind of thing. So there is a method of you have to use a keyword as abstract for the method. Public is an access specifier. Public, private, protected, there are 3 access specifiers. So by using this 3 access specifier, you can use the access of the particular class or a particular method. Here I'm going to use a public access specifier, that's why this class is publicly accessible by the other classes. So public, abstract, and here is the method called as void draw. Void is a method that doesn't return anything, and draw is the method to draw something, and int size. I'm going to pass the parameter as size. So whatever the size, the draw function will do the things. But similarly, if this is an abstract method, the abstract method doesn't exist a body. So if you are going to declare an abstract method, that abstract method does not have a body, we have to write that body in another class by inherit it or by interface it. Okay, so this kind of things will be used in the Java to secure the Java language. So you can got the first abstract meaning is exactly hiding the information. So here the abstract void draw is only visible. Abstract void draw, that is the only method is visible, but there is no body exist. The body exists itself in another class. So that's why the hiding of methods are to be processed by using this abstract keyword. So in this way you can hide your class also, you can hide your methods also by using an abstract keyword. Okay, so notice that the bodies of the method is missing. So a method has been declared but not defined in abstract method. So that is a one thumb rule, that if you want to make an abstract method, please do not write the body in that class. Please write that body in another class by extending it, or by inheriting it, or by implementing it. So any class containing an abstract method is an abstract class. So if a class contains an abstract method, that class itself should be act as abstract class, and you have to define that class should be an abstract class by connecting the abstract keyword before the class. So the statement is like this: abstract keyword class and class name, okay, and then open and close parenthesis, and in between this class you have to write the abstract method without its body. So an abstract class is incomplete, obvious, it has missing methods bodies, so you cannot instantiate, create a new instance of an abstract class. So we have seen the two thumb rules. That the first thumb rule is, in abstract class we can use abstract methods without its bodies, and if the method is abstract method, then that class should be an abstract class, and we are not going to create the object of abstract class. We have to create object of a normal class. We have to write all the methods of the abstract class in the normal class, and we have to create object of that normal class, and by using this we can access this abstract class methods only, but the body of the method, it should be written in the normal class. So there is one thumb rule also, that you cannot instantiate or you cannot make object of the abstract class. Okay, so here what we have seen, so abstract is a keyword. How to write abstract class? By using abstract class and class name. In between you can write abstract void method name without its body and close it. You can write n number of methods in abstract class, but you have to write the method body in another class. So how you are going to write it? We are going to see it by directly online, or by directly Eclipse codes. So let's first to finish the theory idea. Okay, so you can extend or subclass an abstract class. So obvious, to use the abstract class you have to write the another class or the subclass, or you can say a child class. So if this subclass define all the inherited abstract method, it is complete and can be instantiated. So whatever be the methods which are available in the abstract class, that all methods body should be written in the subclasses, and then you can call it as it is a complete class, and then you can instantiate it. Instantiate it means you can create the object of that subclass, and you can create, you can call the methods. If the subclass does not define all the inherited abstract methods, it is too must be abstract. Okay, so that subclass should be abstract. So if the subclass does not define all the inherited abstract method, it too must be abstract. You can declare a class to be abstract even if it does not contain any abstract methods. So you can create the abstract class without having its abstract methods. This prevents the class from being instantiated. So our first thumb rule was that if the class is abstract class, then we cannot create object of this class. If you want some kind of this requirement that this class is there, but we cannot going to create an object of this class, then you can create that class as an abstract class, or you can hide that class by using from your code. So no one can be accessible, because if the object is not going to be built in out, then no one can access to class, because only object having authority to have access the class. And if the class does not having an object, then that class is hide from the existing code. So this is the excitement. So this is a beautiful idea about the Java security, that is abstract classes, and we are going to be going to use this idea in our code soon. Again, the same question, that why we have abstract classes. So suppose you wanted to create a class, okay, shape. Suppose you wanted to create a class shape, and with subclasses of oval, rectangle, triangle, and hexagon, etc. You don't want to allow creation of a shape. Only particular shape makes sense, not a generic ones. If shape is abstract, you can create a new shape, you can create a new oval, you can create a new rectangle, etc. Abstract classes are good for defining a general category containing specific concrete classes. So here is an example of abstract class. So public abstract class animal should be them. So whatever the things, the public is access specifier, abstract is a keyword, class is a keyword, and animal is a class name. So by using this, you can call this class is an abstract class, and this abstract class contain abstract is a keyword, int is a data type of the function, and each is the method name. So there is a method of each and there is a method of breadth. The both method are abstract, that's why the class is abstract, and we cannot going to create object of this class, but we can inherit this objects, we can inherit this methods or this class by using another class. So this class cannot be instantiated. Instantiated means this class cannot be generate object. Any non-abstract subclass of animal must provide eat and breadth method. So if I want to use this eat and breadth methods, then I have to use a subclass. I have to call this subclass or extend this animal class, and again I have to use these two methods in the subclasses. Then only I can access these two methods by writing their own body in my subclasses. So why have abstract methods? Okay, so suppose you have a class of shape, but it is not abstract, so shape should not have a draw method. Each subclass of shape should have a draw method. Now suppose you have a variable shape figure, where figure contains some subclasses objects such as star. Then it is a syntax error to say figure.draw, because the Java compiler can't tell in advance what kind of value will be in figure variable. A class knows its superclass but doesn't know its subclasses. An object knows its class, but a class doesn't know its objects. So what to do then? So we have one kind of solution. Make a shape class an abstract method draw. Give shape an abstract method draw. Now the class shape is abstract, so it can't be instantiated. The figure variable cannot contain a generic shape because it is impossible to create one. Any object such as star object that is kind of shape will have the draw method. So the Java compiler can depend on figure.draw being a legal call and does not give a syntax error. That's why we use the abstract classes. That the problem is discussed here. Class shape is there, class star extends step. So class star is there, it is a subclass which extends this shape class, and then there is called the method of draw. Okay, again the class crescent is there, again the extend is shape class, and again it is using the function draw. Shape, some shape dot new star, some shape is the object, so object dot draw. This is a syntax error because shape might not have draw method. Remember, a class known its superclass, but it's not its subclasses. So what is the solution then? The solution is a thing is that you have to create that shape class is an abstract class, and the method itself is in the void draw method. So now you can, now the star classes can having a extend to the shape class and can having a use of this draw. Crescent having extend to the shape class and having a use of this draw. Shape some shape equals to new star. This is legal because star is a shape. So star is a shape. So that's why, however, shape some shape equals new shape is no longer legal. Some shape dot draw, this is legal because every actual instance must have a draw method. So that's why this is used. There is one again concepts named as interfaces. Interfaces and abstract classes are some kind of similar ones. Just the keyword is different. In interface there is keyword called as interface. So an interface declares or describes methods but does not supply bodies for them. That's we do in abstract class also. In abstract class we can write the methods but does not supply the bodies to that methods. Again in interface also we are going to build an interface in just a declaration of methods, but we are not going to write the body of that method in the interface class, or it is in an interface. So here is one example. Interface is a keyword, key listener is the interface name, and public void key passed, key released, and key type. There is a 3 methods having a parameters of key event, and by using this we can use these methods by implementing it. So all the methods are implicitly public and abstract. These all methods can used throughout the program by implementing this key listener. You can add these qualifiers if you like, but why bother? You cannot instantiate this interface. Obviously we cannot make the object of this interface. If you want to use these methods, then you have to create a subclass. You have to connect that subclass to this interface, and by using, and then you are going to write the body of these methods in this subclass, and you can create the object of that subclass, and by using that object you can call this methods and this body. That's it. So you cannot instantiate an interface. An interface is likely very abstract class. None of its methods are defined. There is no method defined. An interface may also contain constants and final variables. Designing an interfaces. Most of the time you will use Sun supplied Java interfaces. So interfaces are built, some kind of interfaces are built in interfaces. In some way we are going to create our own interfaces for depending on the requirement of the application. So sometime you will want to design your own requirement upon the application. So you would write an interface if you want classes of various types to all have a certain set of capabilities. For example, if you want to be able to create animated displays for object in a class, you might define an interface as public interface animatable, and it having only install and display panels. But the methods of this install and display are going to be used or written in the subclasses. So now you can write code that will display any animatable class in a panel of your choice simply by calling these methods. Implementing an interface. 1. You extend a class but you implement an interface. So if there is a class is there, you can extend that class, and if there is interface is there, you can implement an interface. A class can only extend subclasses one another class, but it can implement as many interfaces as you like. So if the abstract class is there, the subclass use the keyword as extend. If the interface is there, then the subclass can use the keyword as implement. So example is class myListener. So myListener is a subclass, implements is a keyword, and keyListener is my interface one, and action listener is my another method or another interfaces. Okay, so you can write multiple interfaces over here, and in this subclass you can have the all methods of the all interfaces one by one. So when you say a class implements an interface, you are promising to define all the methods that were declared in the interface. So if you want to use the interface, then you have to write all the methods of the interface in these subclasses. Again, so when you say a class implements an interface, you are promising to define all the methods that were declared in the interface. So example is there. Again, class myKeyListener is the class, that is a subclass. Implements is a keyword, and it used interface as a key listener. Then in myKeyListener class, you have to write all the methods which are declared in these interfaces along with the bodies of the methods. So in this dotted line, you are going to write your actual code you must supply, and after that, then now you can create a new myKeyListener. Then you can create an instance of this myKeyListener, and by using this instance, you can access these all methods, these all bodies which are declared in these interfaces. Partially implementing an interface. It is possible to define some but not all of the methods defined in an interface. So here, abstract class which is using the interface. Okay, so you can write it abstract class myKeyListener implements keyListener and public void key typed key event and body. So this is not for all the methods defined in the interface. One can methods you can define it. Since this class does not supply all the methods it has promised, it is an abstract class. So if you are going to write only one method into it, then obviously it should be a abstract class. You must label it as such with the keyword of abstract. You can even extend an interface to add methods. Interface funky listener extend key listener. Okay, so you can have the extend of this interface also, and you can use this key listener also. What are interfaces for? Reason 1, a class can only extend one another class, but it can implement multiple inheritances. So by using these interfaces, you can achieve a multiple inheritance concepts in Java, which Java does not support directly, but indirectly we can achieve multiple inheritances by using interfaces, because a class can only extend one other class, but a class can implement multiple interfaces. This lets the class fill multiple roles. In writing applets, it is common to have one class implements several different listeners. Example is there. So there is one example as class myApplet extends applet. So myApplet is a subclass, extends is a keyword, applet is the superclass or parent class, and this implements action listener, key listener. Okay, so by you viewing this myApplet having the parent console of applet also, that is access of this applet also, and this myApplet having access of this access action listener also and key listener also by implementation. Reason 2, you can write methods that work for more than one kind of class. So that is a method overriding function. So if there is a one method which is for more than one kind of class, you can write it into the interface, and you can have the method by in n number of classes by implementing it. That the concept of built-in classes is there. So applet is a built-in superclass or parent class in the Java applet, and this applet having n number of methods, and by using that methods we are going to use that methods in our classes. So that's the concept. Either you use a built-in classes or built-in interfaces, or you can create your own interfaces or own abstract classes. Depending on your requirement and depending on your applications, you can do these interfaces and abstract classes. How to use an interfaces? So you can write methods that work with more than one classes. I already told you that. So to write this method, you must have to set your keyword as interface it, then the name of that interface, that is rule set, and then the data type of the particular method, and is legal is the method name, and these are the parameter of the methods. And there is another method as void make move, and this is a parameter. So every class that implements a rule set must have these methods. So if I want to use rule set, the all methods should be there. So class checkers rules, that is my class of my subclass or derived class or child class, you can call it a child class. So this class is child class, implements a rule set. This means that this checker rules can have access to this rule set. Okay, and you can define its bodies, and you can declare its bodies, and you can write the bodies over here. Okay, another concept is class chase rules is there, implements rule set, and you can have your code. Class lines of action rules is there, implements rule set, and you can access the all two methods. So different classes using the same methods. So this is for this the interfaces are used. Rule set, rules of this game equals to new chess rules. This assignment is legal because rules of this game, that is the object, is a rule set object. That is a rule set object and is useful for chess rules. So by using a chess rule, this rule of this game, we can have these functions, we can have access to these functions. If rules of this game is legal M by B, then make move of M. This statement is legal because whatever kind of rule set object rules of this game is, it must have is legal and make a move methods. Instance of is a keyword that tells you whether a variable is a member of a class or interface. For example, if class dog extends animal, so let me clear your confusion first. Class is my simple class keyword, dog is a subclass, or you can say a child class, extends is the keyword to inherit an animal class, so animal is a superclass, or you can say a parent class. Implements pet, so pet is the interface, animal is the class, and dog is the child class. So animal Fido equals to new dog, so Fido is there, Fido is the object. Then the following are all true. Fido is the instance of dog, Fido is the instance of dog, Fido is the instance of animal, and Fido is the instance of this pet. These all are true. Instance of is seldom used. When you find yourself wanting to use instance of, think about whether the method you're writing should be moved to the individual subclasses. When you implement an interface, you promise to define all the functions it declares. So there can be a lot of methods. Interface key listener, you can have your key listener methods into it. And what if you only care about a couple of these methods? Solution: use an adapter class. An adapter class implements an interface and provides empty method bodies. So class key adapter implements key listener. So key listener is my interface, key adapter is my subclass, and we are going to write the methods which are the empty methods. So you can override only the methods you care about. This isn't elegant, but it does work. Java provides a number of adapter classes, so just define it and leave it as it is. So by using this, you can avoid the other methods which you don't want to use it by using adapter classes. So what we have to see then? So abstract method is there, a method which is declared but not defined. It has no method body, that is called as abstract method. Abstract class, a class which either one contains abstract methods or it has a declared abstract. Instantiate, to create instance object of a class. Interface, similar to a class but contains only abstract method and possibly constants. Adapter class, a class that implements an interface but has only empty method bodies. So in this way we have completed our interface and abstract theoretical part. So let's move towards the coding part of the Eclipse. I'm using over here Eclipse as a 2020 version, and here my first example is of abstract class method. So I'm here I have written some codes. So here first I will tell you the skeleton of this code. So there is a one class animal which has to be which is here declared as an abstract class. This animal class having one abstract method, animal sound method, and this abstract animal class having one more method called as sleep method. In this sleep method the bodies is written because this method don't have any abstract keyword, that's why we can write the body in this. But if the method having abstract keyword, we cannot write body over here. So this is one my abstract class, and to use this animal sound method I have to create one more class called as class pig. This is my child class which extends this animal. Here I'm using extends word because this is a class. To use this class I have to use extends keyword. If this was an interface, then here I want to use implements. That's why I'm using class pig extends animal, and in this animal I'm using these two methods or one method. So what will be the abstract method is there? Animal sound. So I am using it public void animal sound, and here I am providing the body for this animal sound, and the body contains a system.out.println. The pig says we, and close it. So there is my again a main class. Abstract ex is my main class. Obviously it having a main method. The main method is public static void main string arguments, and here I want to create instance of the pig class. Remember that I cannot create instance of this animal class because this class is an abstract class. So that's why I have to create instance of this pig class. So pig class instance is my pig equals to new pig. By using this syntax I can create the instance of a pig class. So right now I can call both methods, my pig.animal sound and my pig.sleep sound, sleep method. So sleep, the method which is declared and defined in the animal class, and animal sound method is declared and defined in the pig class. Hence we extending the animal class, so we can use all the method from animal class and we can use all methods from pig class also. That's why just run it out. After run it, it will produce the output as the pig says VV and triple Z. Triple Z output is over here. So by using extension we can use this method also, and the pig says VV. So here we are going to using this method and defining this method into this subclass. So this is the best example of the abstract class animal. By using this we can achieve the abstract methods. Okay, then let's move towards the interfaces example. I have one example of animal.java as an interface. So again the same things I have written over here, that here I am declaring that as an interface. So animal, right now my animal is an interface and I am defining two methods in this interface. So let me clear one thing, is that interface does not having any body for all methods. Here abstract class is there. By using only abstract keyword for methods that does not have a body, but the other rest of methods that have, they might have bodies. But this is an animal, this is the animal interface. The all methods should have the abstract, does not have the body. There are again two methods, animal sound and sleep. We have to use these methods in my subclass or child class. So there is one class called as pig class. This is my child class which is implementing this animal class. Okay, that's why here use implements keyword, because interface is there. To use the interface we are going to use the implements. To use the classes we are going to use extends keyword. So by using this implement animal I can use the all methods and I can write the body for all methods over here. So right now I am using this public void animal sound, which is method declared defined in the interface, and we are going to provide a body as pig says VV. And again I am going to use the another method called as a sleep method, and in the sleep method again I am going to provide a body for system.out.println as a triple Z, and to call each and everything I must have my main class also. This main class having a main method, and obviously I can use my object my pig. So by using this my pig object I can call these two methods. I again writing the one more class, dog class, which implements the same, and again I am providing the credentials. Again I am providing the object of the particular, and I am going to run it first. Animal.java, this is main class now. My main class, we have to run my main class first over here. So it is run as run configurations. Here I want to interface example, so these are the interface examples, and main class is my main class. Okay, run. So here it will produce the output. So it means that interface having only methods, and class, the subclass, we are going to use that method and write the separate body for that methods. Here also the same method is used, but the body is different. Okay, So this is called as method overriding, and it is a beautiful thing in the Java which used. So this is the main code, overall code, but here is the same what we can say, the same line idea about this. I am going to unpack it first. So it looks like this. It will show you that there is one interface called as animal, because it is shown in the eye, and there is a C means classes. There is three classes: class pig, class dog, and class my main class. And you can, if you click in this arrow, you can define it that this main class having a main function. That's why this is my main class. And if you click this main class, you can here the highlightation is carried out, and you can find your main method effectively. This is a dog class having the animal sound and sleep method. This is a pig class also having the animal sound and sleep method. This is the animal interface having animal sound and sleep method. But here the method is only written, and here the body is written separately for the appropriate requirements. And in the main class we are going to call this everything, and they are going to produce output as the body is written. So this is a beautiful thing achieved by the interfaces. The second one is you can have multiple interfaces also by using calling a comma, calling a separated by comma. So that's why you have to create two interfaces first. I have created the first interface and second interface. So by using these two interfaces, they having their own methods. The first interface having a my method, and the second interface having a my other methods. But the same class, only one class can having this all two interfaces. They can use all the methods from the all two interfaces separately. So my method is here written, and my another method is here written, and just from the main class I'm going to call all the methods, and it will provide me the output. So my method and my other method, the output is shown like this. So this is a kind of multiple inheritances. So you can have the one class can acquire property of multiple classes. So multiple interfaces is there, multiple function is there. You can use that function appropriate by your requirements. That is most important. So here again you can check it out, the interline functions of the outline. So by using this we can say that there is a two interfaces having a first interface and second interface, because the I is there. The first interface having a method of my method, second interface having a method of my another method. There is a one class, demo class, which having all two methods, and there is a one interface example 2 class having a main method, which in the main method we are calling this all two methods, and we produce the output also. So in this way you can achieve you can have the multiple interfaces. You can use the multiple interfaces also by using only a implements method and separated by the commas. So in such a way that we can have the abstract classes and interfaces also. By using these we can have a multiple codes. We can apart from our whatever the requirement is there, depending on the requirements we use them. Mostly the developer is using interfaces and abstract classes which are already built in the Java language. Most of the time for the applet creation, multiple inbuilt functions and multiple inbuilt variables which are have to use to call them or to use them, we have to use interfaces, and you have to use implementation, and we have to use exchange keywords or concept or concept of interfaces to have them. So this is the whole idea about it.